Welcome, everyone! He's okay, but definitely a reminder not to get that close again. This is what happens when a steam loco dumps pressure at speed. 4953 disappears completely, then punches straight back through it. Total Harry Potter vibes. This is 21st century diesel efficiency lining up against 1930s steam muscle, and neither one backing off. This is steam engineering at its rawest. JA1271 grinding uphill where momentum alone is not enough. Six CSX cars derail at the Tyrone crossing, but despite the track failure, no injuries were reported.
I-008 and be advised, we hit a major.
A fallen tree got caught under a CSX train and dragged at speed, coming dangerously close to taking out some rail fans on the line. In Japan, train operators are coordinated to allow emergency vehicles to pass when needed. Even a brief delay in clearing a crossing can become risky with heavy steam locomotives. Please do not do what these people did. A train slices through a snowdrift and instantly creates its own blizzard. At Maine's WW&F Railway Museum, KCRR number 4 is manually turned on a narrow gauge turntable, aligning it for its next run. This BNSF high-rail truck drops its rail wheels onto the track, converting from road vehicle to rail vehicle in seconds. A cogwheel switch on Mount Pilatus, Switzerland aligns the rack rail perfectly so the train never loses grip on the 2,100-meter climb. At this Varoci crossing on Serbia's Belgrade bar line, a driver ignores an approaching train and only abandons the car at the last second. This is exactly why you never try to beat a train. As WMSR 1309 exits Brush Tunnel, trap steam erupts outward, creating that classic tunnel blast effect. A working salt train glides across Lake Berlinskoye, using a partially submerged track that makes the entire train look like it's on water. Instead of cutting the crossing first, this crew lets the train carve its own path through new asphalt, clearing the rail gaps instantly.
Looking at those pictures.
A Tohoku Shinkansen rips past at 300 kilometers an hour, gone almost as fast as it arrives. In Chongqing, a monorail line runs directly through a residential building, with a station built inside the structure itself. Built in 1901, the Gotiak Viaduct is an early example of steel engineering designed to span deep terrain in Myanmar. A Norfolk Southern ballast cleaner excavates and filters the track bed, restoring drainage and stability without removing the rails. Instead of manual cleaning, this machine vacuums the rail bed to keep drainage and track conditions optimal. This is a pantograph failure in motion, where the overhead contact system collapses and cuts power to the train. A pair of moose size up an oncoming freight train in Alaska before wisely backing off. Chicago's CTA holiday train runs as part of the city's annual festive service tradition, decorated for the season. This CSX train is forced to slow because cars blocked the crossing. Exactly the situation crossing rules are meant to prevent. In Russia, a moving tram loses its traction motor mid-service, a rare mechanical failure that luckily caused no injuries.
He's highballing too. Yeah, he went fast. NS-12R snaps a coupler knuckle under load, causing the train to split apart instantly as the connection fails. A rail grinder reshapes the track surface, throwing sparks as it restores the rail profile, and you're getting a front row seat to it all. That train casually took a little too much with it there. What looks like a blur is actually cars loaded inside auto racks, one of the most efficient ways to move vehicles cross-country. This century-old RHB snowblower uses steam power to spin a rotary plow, cutting through heavy alpine snow without a problem. This bridge is barely holding on, but the train operator sees no problem here. Santa Fe 3751 stretches its legs between Los Angeles and San Bernardino, showing just how fast a restored 484 can really move. Toyotas are so high in demand, they need a whole train to make deliveries. At Tokyo's Ryogoku Station, this PlayStation ad syncs perfectly with passing trains, creating the illusion that the animation is stopping them.
Бабка дура, а?
She barely makes it across, but trains are faster than they look. This is never a safe risk. On the Jotsu line, this train drives straight through packed snow, relying on pure weight and momentum to keep the track clear. Livestock on active tracks is a serious hazard, and here the Aravali Express gets lucky as the animal steps away in time. This is ICE automatic coupling. Two train sets meet, lock together, and instantly share control systems without manual intervention. And here is traditional coupling, where workers guide heavy rail cars together and lock them manually in one of the most dangerous rail tasks. That's a child's dream come true. Mumbai's commuter trains run at extreme capacity, with passengers filling every available space during peak hours. One pantograph failure ripped the overhead line apart, and just like that, the train is running on nothing. Ice and snow completely coat this train, turning it into a moving block of frost as it keeps running. Cars slip off the rails at Roanoke, turning a routine movement into a derailment in seconds. Rail cars are driven directly onto a vessel, linking rail and sea transport in one continuous loading process. Driving trams looks easy until you realize how many obstacles are in their way. That's why you always look both ways before crossing. It looks like sparks, but this machine is rebuilding the rail surface in real time. If you ever needed to estimate how big windmills are, here are individual propellers. One second it's empty, the next, a full train explodes out of the tunnel. A modified minivan runs directly on railway tracks, combining road vehicle design with rail guidance. This semi almost got the same treatment as the barrier.
Давай проедем. Да?
Не лезь, не лезь.
If the drivers weren't attentive all around the tracks, this would have ended horribly. A coupling failure divided the train, leaving the cars and locomotive moving independently. The historic Kaiser wagon travels along Wuppertal's suspended railway, hanging beneath the track as it moves. Ice buildup on the overhead line causes a pantograph to spark as it struggles to maintain contact. An onboard fire halted this train in Moscow, but thankfully, all passengers safely evacuated.
Стойте, не...
Тихо едем. Блин, 4. Да? Да. Один твой. Ой, да. Один твой.
It's a tight fit, but it's all the train needs.
Ой, да, новые.
भाई आए पैक इधर में सब बैठने वाले आ जाओ पैकिंग डालो बड़े वाले अरे रुको जरा
This one looks scary, but it's actually a training exercise showing how to re-rail a toppled vehicle using controlled lifting methods. Someone built a rail car out of pure confidence, and it somehow runs smoother than it ever should. Japan never misses when it comes to themed trains. One of the few places on Earth where a train runs straight through someone's front porch. This derailment near Legnica shows how thousands of tons of steel instantly turn into chaos off the rails. Snow stands no chance as this train blasts through like a moving plow on steroids.
I think Christmas is coming early for somebody.
This freight train carries tanks through Illinois because roads simply can't handle this kind of weight. A sudden separation triggers a full air dump, locking the entire train down instantly. This chicken knows how to take the train. This market is expertly laid out so they never have to move it, even when the train comes through. Normal barriers weren't enough here, so the townsfolk got creative. Now that's coordination.
Molly and Amelia just picked me up from work, and I have wanted to see this for so long. This is how they transport the fuselages. For the
A freight train
737
carries unfinished airplane shells across the country like oversized cargo tubes on wheels.
on flatbed railroad cars. And it is so cool. And
Dream come true.
this is my dream come true, to see this in person.
A sudden loss of track guidance sends this tram off course in seconds during a city run. Union Pacific trains operate at a scale where length and weight redefine what transport means. The force of derailment is clear here, but thankfully, no one got hurt. There's never a good reason to cross directly from the tracks. The ice is stuck to the train, but that's not going to stop the driver from staying on schedule. Don't click off yet. If you love our videos, subscribe now and hit that bell. And wait, there's more videos for you right here on the screen. Just click on the one that grabbed your interest and enjoy. See you there!